Hello everyone, we're thrilled to be sitting down with the lucky winners of our Club K contest, Steve and Debbie, who have won a hotel stay and a vineyard picnic tour for two to be enjoyed together in either Santa Barbara, Paso Robles, or Temecula. Over the years, having completed 20 Grapeline tours across our California wine regions, Steve and Debbie have become familiar faces, each visit marked by their enthusiasm and a keen zest for wine. As loyal Grapeline guests and Club K members for almost 10 years, they've garnered a wealth of experience and stories. Let's dive into their journey, explore their deep-seated love for wine, and uncover some personal insights they've gained along the way. So, to kick things off, could you share what sparked your initial interest in wine?
To kick things off, let's see. In 2013, my sister lived up close to Napa, and we visited her. She took us to wineries up in Napa, and my husband, who was a beer drinker, and he
never
did not
drank wine before,
and he went along, and he decided to do tastings with us, and we went to Paso, and he absolutely fell in love with the wine. So we went to a couple other wineries, and that was his first experience with wine. And before then, I was just like, house wine at a restaurant. I didn't know what I was drinking. I would just drink whatever. And so that was our first initial experience with the wine. And then after that, the next year you can go on from there.
That's okay. Also, our nephew is very close to being a sommelier.
Oh, okay.
So he actually taught us a bunch about it and other things. So that's how I got started.
Right. And then, let's see. So that was our initial interest in wine.
So, how has your passion for wine evolved over time, and how has Grapeline contributed to that evolution?
Our passion for it made us evolve into drinking wine that is higher quality.
Nice.
And
how did Grapeline help us? Just taking us on the tours, teaching us about the regions, teaching us about the different soils that are there, whether it's in Paso Robles, whether it's in Sonoma, whether it's in Temecula, San Ynez. Certain wines grow better in certain regions. Like they taught us when we did a tour up in Paso Robles, they took it to a place called Calvarius.
Okay.
And they're actually named after the ground or the soil that's there.
Okay.
Up on a hill. So certain wines grow better in certain regions. So. And that's how Grapeline's helped us, because it's the wine tour people that actually do it.
Well, and they helped us evolve, because taking the wine tours, we wouldn't be going to all these wineries if it was just us. And having the tour company take us to all these different wineries, it was able to explore. We were able to explore different wines that we normally probably would not have ever experienced. True?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
That's really great to hear.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I get to do the next.
Okay, so going back to your very first wine tour with Grapeline, what do you remember about it, and what made you choose us for your wine touring adventures?
Okay, that would be in 2014. This was the year after we came back down from Napa. It was going to be our 25th wedding anniversary. And I found out down at South Coast, they had the bungalows you can rent. And I went and found Grapeline. I went and looked up, where can I do a wine tour? And so we did that. And they took us up to Palomar. They gave us anniversary things to put around our neck. That was at Mount Palomar.
Yep.
And ever since then, I just came back to Grapeline. I think we've done 20 tours with them now. And their Red Fest festival is very fun.
Oh, yes. Agreed.
It's 9 different wineries, and they have food tastings at every single one of them. And you don't have to worry about driving.
Yeah.
Grapeline takes you everywhere, and the hostesses just make you have a great time.
Yeah, exactly. And there is one hostess that is no longer there, but Shell was the hostess with the mostest, and she really actually made the experience much more pleasurable, because she was just fun and did trivia with everybody, brought her little candies, and it was just a good time by everybody. So I enjoyed that.
Nice. All right, you've toured with us in Temecula, Santa Barbara, Paso Robles, and Sonoma Napa. Can you describe how each region offered a unique experience?
I think, like you're saying, different regions have the different conditions for different wines to grow better in some areas than others. Learning that some of these wineries take grapes from, maybe down from Temecula, and then they bring some up from, up north, and then they combine them, and that's how they get their blends. And, that's... What else could you add to that?
About the different regions, each one's special.
Yeah.
Temecula down here is more like they've got that ocean breeze that comes in, and what I've noticed, most of them do have an ocean breeze that comes where they are. Santa Barbara comes right up and over the hills. Yeah. Paso Robles, they have that stream that comes that way. Sonoma, they have it from the San Francisco area that comes off the Gulf.
Yeah.
But that's what we learned. They all have to have warmth, and then they also have to have where it gets cold and cloudy at night, so it helps keep the grapes and the vines all moist all the time. So, but learning about the different regions it's a lot of fun.
Nice.
Yeah, with each one, I would say they're all unique because they all have different, conditions for the wine and what type of wine you get. That's kind of like what we enjoy.
Sonoma, about them, they have all those cheese shops up there.
Yeah, Sonoma does have a lot of cheese shops.
There's another one in Paso Robles that's really good too.
Yeah.
Even in Paso Robles, they have a winery there, and it's the only one we found. They do cheese pairings with their wine.
Okay.
So all the regions have different things to offer.
Nice.
Yeah, and like I say, with Grapeline taking us to all these different places, we probably wouldn't be visiting them unless they had pointed them out to us. So that's why we take Grapeline.
That's really good to hear. So which one of those regions holds a special place in your hearts, and why?
Well, I love them all. And I love Temecula because we're close to it. But Sonoma has to be the ultimate. For my 50th birthday, we went and I took my brother, sister-in-law, my other sister, my nephews, and we all went out on a tour. Had a great tour. They took us, even to a chocolate shop that wasn't on there.
Oh, okay.
We had the picnic lunches are absolutely the best with you guys. And at lunch, they had set everything out for me. They had...
It was in a private area.
It was in a private area. They gave me a birthday shirt, a Grapeline shirt that I had mentioned before, the Wandering Wino glass. And the host was just they're just very caring and made the experience just so special for me and my family. But that and Fizz Fest, they're in Temecula. Mm-hmm. We did that with Kim. It was for Kim and John's 20th anniversary. And love that. It was a little hot because it was in July, but it was a little different than the other tours we had because it was, the Fizz Fest, so you're, getting more of the bubblies and all that good stuff. So, and we're normally red wine drinkers, but with the sparklings and the white, we did find some summer blends that we normally probably wouldn't have found if it wasn't for Grapeline. So yeah, no, that I think I love them all, but that would I say that one in Sonoma I think would be the best.
Yeah, that was a special trip.
Yeah.
Out of all the regions, have you discovered a favorite wine or winery, or do you have a few favorites?
We've got a lot of favorites.
We found a few favorites. Just our last tour, they took us to Justin, which is very rare for Grapeline to do it because they're so far out there, but I think they did that because it was my birthday. They took us on a tour. It was on my 55th birthday. So we like to do a lot of these on birthdays events
or
anniversaries and stuff like that. It just happened to be the two of us on this tour. And the driver took us to 5 different wineries when they're only supposed to take us to 3.
Wow.
And he took us to one where we had the tour, the picnic tour. And he took us to Andrew Murray. That was fabulous. We got to walk around, got to do a tour of their vines and everything. I think we forward you one of the pictures that is out there from there.
Their wine cellar,
Their wines. He collects wines from all the different wineries, and I think there was over 1,000 bottles in there.
Wow, that's amazing.
So, but that trip in itself, there's another winery out there called Robles. This was on my sister's 50th or 55th birthday. I forget which one. But they stopped by a winery called Robles. And they had a guy there that was going to have you do the tastings for the wine. He was a writer from the LA Times, and he told stories about every different wine that we tasted. He had my brother-in-law laughing so hard. And he's not a wine drinker. He doesn't drink at all. But he just had the time of his life. So Grapeline knows where to take you.
Yeah.
It could be a hit and miss sometimes, but most of the wineries, they'll take it. It was like one that was in Paso Robles. It happened to be a distillery.
Yeah.
And it was this
But
red hot whiskey.
Yeah. They had wine, and then they had
nice.
red hot whiskey, and the whiskey was better than the wine there. Sometimes that happens, but we wouldn't have found these places, like I say, if Grapeline didn't, do it or schedule it out for us, plan it for us. So yeah, they're great. I love them.
And just to tally a little bit more off of it, like what made them specifically stand out to you, like more than the others? Like, I mean, I know you kind of like described a bit more of like the tastings and like just the different experience, but is there anything more you wanted to add in terms of why those specifically stood out to you over like the other like 50, 60 other ones you probably visited?
I would have to say it's the people that run the operations there.
Yeah. I do think, because
they would give you a history of their wines, when they bought it, how they produce it,
what's included in their blends.
And the more you buy, the more they let you taste.
Yeah, that's true.
That's not a bad thing.
Yeah.
Like when we were at Justin, they just, as we bought wine, they just kept pouring, and he said, well, we're going to be pouring it out anyway, so.
Why don't you just drink it? So we're like, okay.
Twist my arm.
Yeah.
Nice.
And that's why it's nice to have Grapeline, because we can go a little overboard and not have to worry about the driving. And that's the best thing about Grapeline. You don't have to worry about it. And they're always there. Everybody at Grapeline, every host that we've had has always been, like if we buy wine, they come take our wine. They put our name on it. They put it in the back. We actually left wine on the bus, and the driver came back and went to our hotel to drop it back off to us on his own time.
That's really
So
sweet,
so it's just, we've always had a comfortable experience with Grapeline, but like I say, I don't know who is in charge of picking what wineries to go to, but for the most part, I say they're spot on. Yeah,
That's really great to hear.
yeah.
So, traveling through wine country often leads to serendipitous moments. Do you have any memorable stories or unexpected delights from your tours with Grapeline that you'd like to share?
Let's see. We have plenty. I mean, we've met so many people that we've actually gone on, just randomly met on a tour. And then we go on to another tour, and they're right there, right, back there too. So it's kind of nice that you have these people that you aren't your friends, but as soon as you see them, you're best friends again.
So, crazy story happened on Red Fest. After going to all the wineries, we ended up going up to the cave at the end. And there's this one couple, they had plenty to drink. They were a very nice couple and everything. And she was wearing a white dress. And all of a sudden the husband's over there, and he's got a full glass of red wine.
Oh, no.
And someone came and said something, and he dumped it all over her dress. She wasn't very happy about it. But we happened to bump into him on last year's Red Fest. We weren't on the same bus on Grapeline, but I went and noticed him, and I said, hey, the lady that has the white dress from the Red Fest. And she goes, you remember that? And we have bumped into so many people that remember that event. And you just sit down and you sit there talking with them. Like Debbie said, this one couple that we saw all the time, he always wear a Tommy Bahama shirt.
Yep.
We ended up, after doing the tour, going down and spending half the evening down in Pachanga with them.
Yeah.
You just meet nice people up there, and
We've
it's
gone
all
out
part.
to dinner with people from Grapeline, because we're at the same hotel. And what's everybody going to do, after they drop you off at 5? And so we go down and, in Temecula, go down to the old town and have dinner together. And I'm still friends with people on, Facebook from people we've met on Grapeline. So it's a nice way for people to get to know, if you want to go out and meet people and just talk about silly wine stuff, it's a great place to do it.
I have one more for you. That
What's
would
that?
be Michelle and John Overton, the hostess with the mostest. When she decided that she was going to move up to Idaho, she was not a hostess that day, and we got to be put on her Grapeline bus with her mom. And that way we got to go to Robert Ranzoni, all that stuff. We have a picture with us with her, and we still stay in touch with her to this day.
That's so
And
sweet.
she's a super nice lady, and she's part of Grapeline and what they bring to people.
Yeah, the hostess really does make the whole trip, or host or hostess makes the trip on the bus, because they can make it lively, or they can make it not so lively. So we've been lucky. We've been lucky with the host or hostess that we have had. Have been pretty darn good and entertaining and keeping everybody together.
And the owners know what they're doing.
Yeah.
And they are a super nice couple.
Yeah,
Yeah, John and Kim are
They go
amazing.
out of their way to say hi.
We've met them at Fizz
At
Fest.
Fizz Fest, and their latest one, when they had it at the Wilson Creek, they had
Oh,
that
yeah.
big party one.
Oh yeah.
And he actually came and talked to us.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah. Great couple.
Nice. It's definitely a great sense of community for sure. So, we at Grapeline pride ourselves on blending educational wine tours with fun. Could you share how our tours have enhanced your wine knowledge and appreciation?
We know what's good wine and what's not good wine. That's for sure.
the hostess, they always point out to you when you're going by this winery what their specialty is, what this specialty is. Another point, when we were up in Sonoma, they took us to this one winery, and their specific thing was Zinfandel. And the reason for that, they taught you about their soils and where more grapes will grow better here and where they'll grow better on this side. So that's what Grapeline and their hostesses do. Every time you go into a different area, they teach you about how long they've been here,
Yep.
how it's going to grow, how they've grown from 20 wineries to 70 wineries.
Probably more now.
Yeah.
Yeah, but they've always given us they kind of give us a pre-show of what you're going to expect at the winery, and then once you get there, I mean, whoever's, what do you call it, the servers at the wineries, they're the ones who give you even more specifics about that winery, which is always nice, and tells you about all the wines. So it makes you kind of like, oh, that has berry, or that has, I don't know, tobacco, which is weird. I thought tobacco in wine, but sometimes it tastes good. So, let's see.
Okay, so how has your wine knowledge influenced the way you entertain or celebrate special occasions with each other and our friends and family?
Well, that's allowed us to share some really good wines with, my sister and sister-in-law. They love wines, so anytime we come up with a new find or something that's delicious, they're more than willing to try with us. And at holidays or get-togethers, we break out the wine and have a good time with them. So that's how does it? What was it? How else would you say that, Steve?
Well, my sister, she shares her wine, that she has a special one that she goes to, and then she's learned about a few of them. We've learned about a few of them. So this year, I'm going to be sharing the Justin that we just got with my sister, and I know she's going to like that, and she's going to bring a bottle from some other area that she likes. So, and we don't talk all the time about wine, but we like to share our wines together.
Yeah, but going on to the Red Fest that we've done has the 9 wineries with food pairings, and that's always been fun because we've like, oh, we like this wine and we love what it goes with, so it kind of teaches us what to pair things with and share them with the family, or charcuterie boards and what cheeses go best with what wine, and We wouldn't have known that otherwise. No, we wouldn't have.
So, winning the Club K prize is really exciting. How did you feel when you found out you won, and what are you most looking forward to during your vineyard picnic tour and hotel stay?
Okay. I actually got it as a voicemail, and it was John who was talking, and he basically said, hey, I cannot leave this message on your phone. I have something special for you. He goes, give us a call back at this number. And then it went silent for a while. And then John came back on and he goes, actually, I'm going to give you my cell phone number and you can give me a call. And then in the background, you can hear Kim go, bye, Steve. Look forward to talking to you.
But we had just gone to Paso Robles, and my husband had sent in a, hey, thanks for, the wonderful tour and this and that. So we thought he was just returning a call or wanted to respond personally to that email that you had just sent. Okay.
So I called his cell phone back, and he answered the phone and goes, may I ask who this is? And I said, this is Steve Anderson. I'm returning your phone call. You said you wanted to talk to me. And he goes, well, unfortunately, Kim's not here right now, and I'm doing work at the gardening outside. He says, I do want to let you know that you just won our grand prize. And I go, a grand prize? I didn't know you were having a drawing. And he says, yeah, you just won a two-person picnic tour and an overnight stay at a hotel. And I was just like, I was in shock. I called my wife immediately, and I said, you're not going to believe this. I didn't know what that phone call was when I told her that he left the message. I says, well, this is actually very neat. I mean, I didn't know they'd ever did this, had an event like this. And he told me, he says, well, this is the very first time we've ever done this. And I go, this, and I happen to be the grand winner. So we originally thought we were going to do the Red Fest this year. And we came back, since my 60th birthday is next year, we are going to be using that picnic tour up in Santa Barbara.
Okay.
But I don't know which hotels are going to be available because I haven't asked yet. So, but we're going to be staying 2 nights, so I'm going to have to pay for one. Grapeline's covering the other. So we are looking forward to this so much.
Yeah, but what was awesome is that when you got the call, it was right before we just had our anniversary. So it was kind of like a little anniversary surprise, I don't know how Grapeline keeps on surprising us with all this good stuff, but birthdays with a wine, wandering wino, and my Grapeline shirt. We've got a license plate they have given us over the years. Let's see. All kinds of stuff.
Yeah, matter of fact, I'll show it to you. It's on my car.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Can't wait to see it.
It's the same thing I see them on the back of the buses. It says peace, love, and wine.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. So anyway, it was exciting because it was to us, it was an anniversary gift. So nice.
And then lastly, for those who are thinking about becoming a Club K member or even just touring with Grapeline, what advice or insights would you share based on your experience?
My experience, like my wife mentioned earlier, the couple we just met up there, they just learned about Club K, and they found out all the perks. You get cork bucks on your birthday. Every tour you take, they're going to give you cork bucks. The other really neat thing they have is called Purple Friday. Purple Friday, they're going to give you, I believe it's a
discount.
It's like 33% discount off their picnic tours.
Yeah.
And they never expire. So I highly suggest when you go with Grapeline, you join Club K.
Yeah, bang for your buck. And the other thing I did want to mention was that it's also nice to go on the Grapeline because everything is included. You get your food, except for extra wine, if you want to buy extra wine, but you get your food.
Your tastings, you don't have to get anything.
You don't have to pay
you
the
just go in
tastings,
there
which is now that's a big thing because all the wineries seem to be charging now, whereas when we first started, they weren't. Up in Paso Robles, they weren't charging, but now they do. So that saves you a lot of money just in all the tastings, because that could be $20 a person. Every winery you go to 4, that's a lot of money.
Yeah.
And then you have to drive. So so to us, you just save money by doing Grapeline because everything is included, and you don't worry. You just get up, you get on that bus at 10 o'clock, and you have a great day and home. I mean, there's sometimes that they've brought us back late because they've taken us to extra wineries. There's one that we were supposed to go to, well, you said we went to 3, they took us to 5. There's another one we had 4, but we had extra time, so they took us to 5. How do they do it? I don't know, but the host or whoever is taking us, they find a way to make the most of our time. if we're going to be doing wine tasting, they know that's what everybody wants to do is wine tasting. And some people are there really to buy wine, and some people are there just to, have a good time and have fun.
And I would have to say almost all the people I've dealt with at Grapeline, whether it's Bhavani herself or anyone inside their business, takes care of you. They listen and they care for you.
Yeah, I would totally agree with that. Aww. We've had a good experience with them every time. I mean, there's so many things, like over the 20 years, 10 years, actually 11 years we've been using them.
Yeah, 20 tours in 11 years.
And we've done a lot of the Red Fest, Harvest Fest, the picnic tours. We've just had an awesome time with them. We've never had a bad time with them. That's why we keep on coming back.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sitting down with us today. And I'm sure our listeners are going to have a great time, just hearing everything you had to say, your experiences and all of that. So thank you so much.
Yeah.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Yes, thank you. And tell Kim and John, thank you very much. And we appreciate the prize, and we can't wait for next year to use it.
Perfect. Will do.
Thank you.